Welcome back, creatives. On today's episode, we'll be discussing what can be branded. A lot of people don't seem to understand the term branding and why it's important to their businesses, regardless of the niche. And for this reason, they leave their businesses stuck without branding. To answer the question, what can be branded? I'll say everything. Yes, anything can be branded or become a brand. You can brand individuals, a company, products, services, organizations, events, and places. It is possible to own a company and not have it branded. You need to understand that your company needs a means of identification, a name, a logo, and even a catchphrase. These are the most basic forms of branding and identification. I'm sure you're now wondering, why hasn't my company been branded yet? Branding is essential to one's business, whether it's a personal business or a group business. For example, I woke up one morning and decided that I wanted to start my podcast. Okay, I had plans about starting my podcast before then. Good for me. Okay, what else? I need a name, some sort of identification, so I can stand out from other podcasters. Then I go on to choose my pattern of content, and so on, And now you're here listening because it's Ruthie Speaks. Let's move on. So, how do you brand that business of yours? Personal business or group business? Number 1, make research. Think of this as the foundation and groundwork for other elements. It is essential in the branding process. This way you can tell if you need to take a high jump or a low one. The same. With research, you can further understand your niche, how things are done, and how you might be able to do it differently. Number 2, know your target audience. Yes. You need to understand who your brand services can serve satisfactorily. For instance, Ruthie Speaks. Ruthie Speaks is a podcast not just for people into branding and tech alone, but for whoever considers themselves a creative person and is willing to learn about the branding and tech niche. So, that is my target audience, creative people. Number 3, choose your business name. I'm a podcaster and my podcast is called Ruthie Speaks. That's easy. Maybe not. Took me weeks to decide on which name is right for this story for another day. So now, choose a name. Check the internet to see if it already exists, where it exists, and why it does. The why should answer the question what the company is all about and what they do. So, then run the name by family members and business mentors. Get feedback on it before you proceed. Number 4, get a brand logo. A logo is an essential piece for the identification of a brand. With a logo, your brand can stand out. So when deciding on what your piece of identification should look like, always go for something minimalistic. And note this, it mustn't be a direct interpretation of what your brand does. Over time, it will flow into the definition of your brand itself. Let's take, for example, Apple, Nike, Adidas, Microsoft. All of these brands have unique and simple logos, of which none of them really tell what the brand does, So when choosing your logo, go for something unique and simple. So we have brand story as number 5. This is what your brand stands for. The overall summary of what it is, what it plans to become, and why it plans to become that. It is important. It is something like a vision and mission statement. You can understand your brand story by answering these few questions from Shopify blog. What motivated me to start my business? That's 1. Why does the company exist? That's 2. How do we contribute to the world? 3. What is the story behind my business the customer should know? That's 4. So now, none of these basic steps can be seen as trivial. They are all very important. From the groundwork, you can tell if you need to spice it up with tech, something that makes it easier for you to reach out to your audience and your audience to reach you. I'll be discussing more on branding in subsequent episodes.